Good afternoon, and it is Monday. And guess what? It's August. Yeah, the dog days of August, or what they say. Here we are, August 2nd, and we're more than, halfway past the year. But before we get into today's discussion, our member connection, a word from our supporters.
My name is Amber Longhorn, and I am the Director of Jackson Health Systems Small Business Enterprise Program. Jackson is proud to partner with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce in bringing you this video series. We hope you'll gain valuable information and tools on doing business in Miami-Dade County, but especially with Jackson Health System. We invite you to visit us online for more information at www.jacksonsmallbusiness.org.
So here we are, and it's great to see you, Miss Tasha Cunningham.
Good to see you, Eric.
I know it's been forever, and I know you were just talking before we came on, and you were saying that you're doing work with our sponsor, Jackson Hospital Systems.
Yes. Well, first, let me tell you a little bit about Brand Advocates so people have a little bit of context. So we are a advertising and public relations firm. And so Jackson Health System is one of our clients. We do specialize in 4 areas: transportation, affordable housing, tourism, and healthcare. So in the healthcare space, we have a couple national brands that we represent. Johnson & Johnson is one. And then locally, Jackson Health System is one of our clients. So we do help them with their promotion, working with Jackson Health Foundation and promoting their nonprofit arm of the hospital.
Oh, okay, great. Great to know that. And, it's one thing, we talk about the chamber and connecting, and it's great to see. Obviously, Jackson is a member of the chamber. The Brand Advocates are a member of the chamber, and it's great to see our members working together. Brand Advocates, I know you just gave me a little bit about Brand Advocates.
Yes.
Tell me more in terms of how long you've been in business. Dive a little deeper. I know you talked about tourism, you talked about health, et cetera. So how did you get started?
Well, I have always been in public relations for many, many years. I was a columnist for the Miami Herald for more than a decade. I still do writing for them on occasion. And so my husband and I, in 2014, we had a different public relations firm. We sold it. And so we started Brand Advocates. So it's been about since 2014 with this current company that we started. And we do focus specifically on these 4 areas because that's where we have the bulk of our experience. Our expertise is in those 4 areas. So that's kind of how we got started. My husband is also an owner of the company. He's been in the industry for many years as well. We focus a lot on municipal and public sector clients, in addition to some of the larger private clients that we have, some of the larger national brands. So we do have expertise in, working with public entities specifically. So that's kind of where we've built our niche.
Okay. Well, obviously, like I said, here we are in August.
Where has the time gone?
Huh?
Where has the time gone?
Where has the time gone? And it's been obviously an interesting year at the beginning. Yes. Being I guess you would say, the middle of COVID, and here we are. I'm assuming as a brand, a public relations company, you've been engaged in that area quite a bit. What has your experience been?
Well, we've helped most of our clients put together messaging around COVID. We have some airports in the state that are our clients that we've had to help navigate through that. Luckily, we've been blessed. We haven't lost any business. We actually gained clients during the pandemic. We helped Jackson Health System and Jackson Health Foundation work around, when soon as COVID hit, worked around the messaging, donations, things like that, just helping people, be aware of what's happening, where, how they can get care, how they can protect themselves, things like that. So we were busy at the beginning of the pandemic and still a little bit now on pandemic messaging and just making sure that, our clients were able to talk to their stakeholders and pass on this vital information, especially when, vaccines were starting to become available. That was huge for messaging as well. So we've just really been working to assist our clients on making sure that they get that information out there.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say a lot of our businesses, we know that a lot of our businesses failed when pandemic first hit. And one thing I say, it's because they don't have the back of their house together. And one thing I talk about is it's communications, marketing, public relations, having a public relations team behind you, have a marketing team behind you. Obviously, the accountant, a legal team, et cetera. But what would you say to those businesses that do not have a marketing team, even when you're starting, you're brand new, or you've been in business for a little bit, but you think you can do it yourself? And there are some that are great at it because they have that background. But for those who don't have a public relations background or a marketing background, what would you say to them?
I would say just, being consistent in your messaging, even if you're only posting, once or twice a week, or talking to your stakeholders, infrequently, the consistency of just putting out information. And it doesn't always have to be, hey, our firm did this. It could be, more of a public service announcement. You could be passing on some information from another organization. But just being consistent in your communications and your promotions, because sometimes what we find, one of the things we did during the pandemic is we partnered with several other nonprofits and Florida International University and their startup FIU program to do workshops on branding and helping some of the food and beverage businesses that were decimated by the pandemic, working with them so that they were able to pivot from brick and mortar to going with a digital approach to be able to, continue doing takeout and delivery and stuff like that. So that was one really big thing that we did. And I always recommend is, even if you're just posting once a week, get that consistency, because we find that a lot of businesses will post at the beginning of the month and you don't hear anything from them for 30 days. And then all of a sudden they pop up with something on the last, week of the month. Really, just even if it's once or twice a month, put something out that promotes your business, or you're sharing information from a partner. And that's a really good way to start if you don't have a public relations team behind you. Create videos as much as you can. It's super easy now to create your own videos. That's the algorithm, the search engine algorithms love videos. So if you're able to put out, even a short 15, 30-second video once or twice a month, get started doing that as well.
Yeah,
well, that's the point.
Yeah, started. But you want to make sure it's the right video, though, right?
Right. Yeah, when you're doing video, I always recommend putting out something informative, like a tidbit or a tip that people don't really necessarily know. You put that out, and all of a sudden, people are gravitating towards that because it's information that they hadn't seen before. So we do recommend having that approach to video, but it's just important to get started. Just start putting stuff out and work from there. Just keep that consistency.
So how do you go about garnering new clients? I know that's one thing. Obviously, you want to grow your business. Mm-hmm. Like you said, you mentioned several clients that you have, but how do you go about building your client base?
Well, usually what we do for our business is we respond a lot to public sector RFPs. So there's a lot of requests for proposals that come out. And we do that. We also team with larger firms that are larger than us, that are going after larger contracts. We will team with them as their SBE subcontractor, which we are registered SBEs with Miami-Dade County. And so we'll team with a larger company to get a portion of the contract. So that's what that we do that in our business. So that's what I would recommend for others to do. You don't always have to be the prime contractor for a big contract. You can always, go in as a subcontractor as well. So that's usually how we build our client base is through those partnerships that we have existing, and then, bringing on new clients through responding to RFPs, and then just partnering with firms larger than us to go after bigger contracts.
Very cool. So if someone wants to get in touch with Brand Advocates, how can they do that?
You can just email me. Well, you can visit our website at thebrandadvocates.com, or you can email me, Tasha, Tasha, at thebrandadvocates.com.
Well, before we go, is there anything else that you would like folks to know about Brand Advocates or what's coming up in terms of the future for you?
Well, I just, if anyone out there is a chamber member and you need advice or you need, assistance with anything, feel free to reach out. We always love to connect with other chamber members. And so if anyone, wants to just pick our brain, find out something, see what's going on, we're happy to help other chamber members. So just get in touch and we'll connect with you.
Awesome. So how can they get in touch again?
It's Tasha, Tasha, at thebrandadvocates.com.
Right. And for those of you who want to learn more information or get in contact with the chamber, you can go to www.m-dcc.org, or you can call the chamber at 305-751-8648. This has been the Member Connection with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, and we've had the pleasure of having the Brand Advocates and Miss Tasha Cunningham with us today. Thank you so much, Tasha.
Thank you. Thank you so much.